The media that you consume can have a very sizable impact on your daily life. Not talking necessarily about social media like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, etc., but also in the films and series you watch. You never want to be doom scrolling or doom watching. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean, you don't want to get caught in the cycle where you are constantly consuming things that evoke negative thoughts and feelings from you. This can have a drastic consequences on you and your mental health. Because the things that you watch and are taking in on a daily basis reflect on you as a person, or similarly, your situation and what you are going through. This can become very dangerous sometimes. It's very easy to fall down a rabbit hole of endless scrolling online or watching things that don't necessarily have your best interests at heart. Take, for example, if you feel depressed or heartbroken and you are constantly sharing posts or following pages that relate to how you feel. I'm not saying it's bad that you find stuff relatable. I think everyone has a right to express themselves, but if you are constantly online engaging with stuff about all these negative feelings and emotions, then the algorithms are just gonna recommend similar things like that to you, and you're gonna end up, all you're gonna have on your feed wherever you go is just constant misery and negativity, and it's very easy to get lost in all of this, and you keep scrolling and the seconds turn to minutes and then hours, and then after that you are just left with this empty feeling inside and you feel like crap. I know what it's like. It's very easy to get caught up in this, because when you find posts that are relatable, it makes you feel seen and it makes you feel heard and a part of something. But please trust me, try not to engage with a bunch of negative posts, because soon that'll be all you end up seeing. It's okay to interact with relatable stuff, but sometimes, try to minimize the negatives and highlight the positives. There are a lot more practical ways in dealing with how you are feeling than just spending all your time being chronically online. Try and do this instead if you are going to be online though. Follow pages and consume content and media based around what you would like to be surrounded by or what you would aspire to be. Focus on your hobbies and interests. If you have nostalgia for anything, maybe you have a soft spot for a video game or a TV show or a movie or something from when you were a kid, play it, watch videos, and follow pages all about that stuff rather than overindulge in sad posting. I'm not saying that your feelings aren't valid and you shouldn't be sad, but there needs to be a healthy balance. Ideally, you should aim for a more enjoyable atmosphere filled with things that keep you grounded rather than having you give into your darkest thoughts and insecurities. When it comes to series and movies and stuff, I think that you can be a bit more lenient with this because our minds can distinguish between fiction and reality. So we are far less likely to be easily triggered in some way by what we consume there, although not entirely, because they can sometimes cover some sensitive topics and the storytelling can be very hard hitting. Even music, I don't listen to a lot of music personally because the songs that I like are generally not happy songs. They are very angry and sometimes sad. So I'm not always in the mood to be sad. I try to put a lot more upbeat and uplifting songs into my playlists every day. The good thing about listening to a sad song or watching a sad movie or show is that when you do want to be sad and you tune into these, eventually it's gonna end. It has a runtime. But now if you are online scrolling the internet, it becomes very, very difficult to not get consumed by all the bad stuff and just, fall into the abyss. I can honestly say I used to post and share a lot of depressing stuff online because it was how I was feeling and it was who I am as a person. But once I fully realized that I don't want to be miserable forever, I slowly started to find hope in the things that I enjoyed, and then that blossomed into a whole new second wind for me. I made a lot of small changes that added up over time. I stopped spending so much time online. I stopped arguing with random strangers on the internet needlessly. I unfollowed, muted, and blocked anyone who got in the way of my progress or who didn't represent what I wanted to be like or was too negative. I didn't want to be around miserable people. I instead started to fall back in love with a lot of my hobbies and interests, especially those that I enjoyed as a child. I surrounded myself with a lot more like-minded individuals, and I followed more pages and channels that I aspired to be more like, and things that promoted growth and prosperity. This all may not seem like much, but little changes really can end up making a big difference, especially when you remove the things that suck the life out of you and replace them with things that grant you joy and focus. The internet can be a very harsh place, and the world in general can be a very negative place a lot of the time. But it also offers a whole lot more than that also. We just have to control the controllable. These are my shadows of expression.